Hey guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for joining us. Today is Wednesday, February 24th. I am not doing so great. Abby's actually doing some deep pressure therapy for me. He decided to give it a try. We haven't actually practiced in a really long time, so I got a bunch of treats in my pocket, which I'm sure she can smell. I am having a really awful anxiety attack. And I decided that, you know what, I'm going to make a video and tell people kind of what's going on. We're going to stay for a little bit, okay? Yeah, we are, okay? I know, I think she hears something. She's had a hard morning too, so if she wants to stay, great. She's also an itchy pup. Right? You're like, I also got an itch, Mom. I love you, but I'm itchy, right? Yeah, that's okay, Mama. So we've both had a little bit of a rough day. And of course, I feel like it's always multifold, you know what I mean? So I did tell you guys a little bit about my neurology appointment, which was really stressful yesterday. And then I saw the notes today, and I was really stressed out about that, first of all. And then also, I decided, let's join. I'm not sure what possessed me to do this, but I will just say that stress makes you do weird things. But I was, for whatever reason, possessed to decide to join a natural cancer group on Facebook. Just don't, okay? Seriously. I left the group a little while ago. That was a really big mistake, guys. I know not every group is the same, and not every Facebook group is the same. You gotta wait. This one, they're brutal. I have like 3 people call me fat already. I joined the group yesterday, by the way. And I've already been called fat 3 times, and people telling me that if I stopped shoving carbs and sugar in my face, I wouldn't have cancer. It was like, you don't even know me. You don't know what I'm eating. Everybody, though, obviously, they're experts on my health. You know why? Because I have a fat face. A moon face. From steroids that keep me alive. So it was very stressful. So I had to, remind myself that, you know what, I have to be on these steroids. They keep me alive. I eat the foods that my body tolerates and that are best for my body. And no, it's not kale and yogurt and banana smoothies. I wish it was, but that's not my reality. So that was really stressful, especially when you're looking, obviously, for support. I was hoping to get kind of like pain management ideas. You all know I deal with irretractable chronic pain, which means it's very difficult to control. And I don't react enough really to a lot of the medications and treatments in general due to absorption issues. So I was just kind of like, well, anybody got like pain tips? How do you all deal with it? Let me tell you, all these people came at me with nasty responses, okay? Anybody even like, and you know what, I have opinions, everybody does, on, the whole CBD thing. But I had people like, well, you idiots don't just utilize CBD. I was like, you don't know what somebody is or isn't using. And you don't have a right, I'm sorry, to tell them what to or to not use. You can tell them, this is my experience. I'm sharing it with you. Take what you please. I like to take everybody's experiences kind of with a grain of salt, kind of, digest it for myself, and then decide what is best for me and for my body. I was hoping that maybe it's stupid, that people had like other like tangible ideas of like coping with pain, because I'm always on the hunt for additional ideas, to build up the toolbox. I mean, I just feel like as a chronically ill individual, it's just smart to be doing that. Like, you can always learn, but you don't need to put up with people being that way, and that's why I decided to do a video to let you know you don't deserve to be treated that way. You don't deserve for people to come in and assume stuff about you because of your weight, or because you look a certain way, or you don't look a certain way, or anything else. Like, nobody in a random support group, no medical health professional, nobody gets to belittle you. Nobody gets to be nasty. If they cannot speak with compassion to you, bye-bye. That's it. That's how the cookie crumbles. So I just wanted to get on here and remind you guys to stand up for yourself. And that leads me into the next part of the story of my anxiety-ridden day. Like I said, Abby was stressed too, and I'm sure you kind of figured from that story, okay, Victoria, doesn't sound like that was stressful for Abby. You would be correct with that. That is not what Abby was stressed out about. So unfortunately, I don't know what happened, but my home health care nurse was not able to come in this week, and that is always, like, I love her so much, as you all know. She is just such a wonderful, caring individual who knows her job, and she, you know, she follows the book. She doesn't yell at me. Well, the basics. We're good friends. Like, not like friends, but, you know, like, I can talk to her about anything, like, with my health and stuff, and I value her opinion so much on everything. So, I love her. But she had an emergency this week, and you know what? Stuff happens. I totally get that. It's really not a big deal. And unfortunately, the individual who, like, runs the office called, and she's like, Victoria, we have a problem. She's like, you know, Danielle can't come this week. She's like, I don't know, like, obviously, she's like, I can't send anybody here, you know that. And another nurse had heard her, bless their soul. This was so cute. It was, like, so funny. I told my whole family. I was, like, so amused by this, guys. So this new nurse, like, overhears her talking about me and, like, how she's got to get me a nurse for the week. And she goes, oh, maybe I could try. Maybe I might kind of be able to get it. Maybe. And Deb goes, no. We don't play that way. This is Victoria. She's like, you don't know Victoria. She's like, she is very medically complex. We don't use her basically as a pincushion. She's like, we are very careful with Victoria. She's very, very fragile. And she's got the world's most fussiest port. She's like, I think she could, you know, win an Oscar. So I thought that was hilarious. When she told me that, Deb, which she's, like I said, the office manager, again, great people, love them. And I just started laughing, you know. I was like, that's really cute. I do appreciate, though, that she wanted to help. I wish she could have. Like, oh, she sounds really nice, you know. Nicer than the individual who came. So, this individual, I spoke with them on the phone yesterday, and I was, like, getting the vibe that you don't know necessarily what you're doing. Because when I'm like, well, do you have, like, experience with ports? Huh? You got experience with ports, right? Oh, yeah. Hopefully we might get it. Okay. Great. I was like, I also just want to let you know, be upfront. I'm medically complex, just so you know. Okay. Moving on. My port's really finicky. Sometimes it shifts. I just want to let you know. Okay. Alright, see you tomorrow. And he gives me time frame. Wonderful. As you all know, I have anxiety. I would be considered, I believe, like, high functioning. We will get that eventually in writing and figure out specifically what type of anxiety we are dealing with. But for now, obviously, we do better knowing what's going on. This way I have, you know, Abby prepared for people coming in. We had a little chat. I was like, you know, I always talk to Abby. I feel like you all already know that, you know, I'm crazy. So I talked to her, you know, like the night before, and I'm like, okay, this is what's up for tomorrow. This is what we've got to do, right? This is what's up, babe. And so I was telling her, you know, oh, new nurse, yada, yada, yada. So, I don't remember where I was going. Oh, now I remember where I was going with that. I was like, that was random. Actually, no, it was part of the story of what I'm telling you. Anyways. And so he gives me a time frame, like I said, and shows up an hour early. Okay, not a big deal, but he calls, and we assume because, like, I live in the middle of nowhere that the guy's lost. But he calls to tell me he's in my driveway, which I was surprised Abby didn't, like, hear him. But whatever. And so my mom's like, she goes and she opens up the garage door. She's like, oh, I'm really sorry. The door wasn't open. We weren't expecting you for another hour. Just so you know, Victoria hasn't put her port cream on yet. I do utilize port cream, guys. Personal preference. I don't necessarily know if it helps, but I just like to have it on. So it's just one of those things that you just do it in hopes that maybe it helps a tiny bit, you know. I just feel like on bad days, I want it to always help, and I've just been, as you all know, just in so much pain. I've barely told you about the pain, like it's just been awful. So, and his response is, I don't want to be spoken to that way. And I was like, okay. He's like, I don't appreciate people talking to me this way. I was like, I'm not sure what way that is. But again, I was like, okay, I'm sorry about that. And, you know, moving on. Again, you know, my port is finicky. It's a little bit fussy. And I can tell he's getting nervous. And I was like, you know what? If you're not comfortable with me or my port, just let me know. I'll go ahead and I'll call the pharmacy. No hard feelings. This has happened before. My port's finicky, and sometimes people will see that, you know, there's truly nada there, and it's hard to see. It can be difficult, like even feeling around, okay, where is the center today? And so I do understand. I understand that, you know, people don't want to treat me like a pincushion. I understand it's weighing the pros and the cons, and these are all very difficult decisions. So he's like, oh, no, 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 I can do it. It's not a big deal. Okay. Comes into the house, sees Abby, immediately requests for her to be put away. Okay. So this is what, like, happened with Abs. Abs, usually she sees Danielle, she gets so excited, guys. I should, like, record her one time. She's like, oh my gosh, she's here, where's Danielle? Right, you love Danielle, right? Do we love Danielle? She's Danielle's biggest fan, if you can't tell. She's like, ooh, where? So, like, she hops up and down. She doesn't jump on Danielle, but she jumps up and down, and she waits at the door, and she's like, okay, come on, hurry up. And then she goes out, and she sniffs her. And then she goes, woof, and Danielle goes, hi, Abby. And Abby goes, woof. And Danielle will go, how are you? And she goes, woof. Okay, let's go inside, woof. So that's usually her routine. She does bark back the entire time. So Danielle always acknowledges, you know, hi pup, good pup, okay pup, we're gonna go get to work, basically. Not a big deal. She went to say hello, and he was like, put her away or else. Okay. So, and like the whole tone of voice just wasn't making me comfortable. I don't do well with getting yelled at. I just don't. It's not in my makeup, not in my set of skills, not a talent to just get yelled at. So whatever, you know, she was moved, she was put upstairs. Like I said, she barked. I know some people will say, oh, she's a service dog, she shouldn't bark. Yeah, but I mean, everybody's service dogs, guys, is like totally off sync and everything because of the virus. So they're all acting like little maniacs. I've spoken with vet trainer. Everybody says, you know, it's just something we've got to kind of wait out, and just obviously do the best that we can with it. And she's on duty, but she's not. So that's a whole other conversation. We're not going to go there, because that'll make this video super long. So at the end of the day, he started to open up everything to get me accessed. And he puts everything on the desk. And I looked at him and I was like, do you follow sterile protocol? Now, side note, I always ask a new nurse this because I myself know what sterile protocol is. I follow it very strictly. My nurse also follows it very, very strictly, religiously. So when he's placing stuff on the surface, I was like, well, this is making me a little bit uncomfortable. Instead of him having a conversation like an adult, he throws up his hands, starts yelling, and storms out of the house. I was like, okay, man, whatever. It's like, I'm just gonna go call your boss then, I'm sorry. I feel that's a little bit of a weird reaction, to be honest with you, but hey, who am I? I think it was like, I thought his behavior was strange the entire time, if I'm honest with you. I felt bad, but at the same time, I don't feel bad because I need to take care of myself. I need to take care of my body. If he put a needle in my chest that had touched another surface, I'm putting myself at risk to go anaphylactic. I'm putting myself at risk for an infection or just another health issue in general. I'm not willing to take that risk just because somebody didn't want to do their job right. And he was not wearing gloves either. Not okay. Sorry. We follow the rules here, and if you can't, then you can't. be a part of the team, not even temporarily. And it is really hard to have to constantly stand up with yourself and stand up for yourself and tell people, no, you can't treat me that way. Or no, you can't just do whatever you feel like. You need to do it the right way. You need to follow the rules. That's just how it is. So at the end of the day, complaints were filed against him. There will be disciplinary actions taken. I don't know necessarily what they are. I don't really care as long as it doesn't happen again to somebody else. Thankfully, like, my brother is here too, so like I felt better knowing that he was in the house. I wasn't super comfortable with a male nurse. I think going forward here, if my nurse can't come, I'm gonna just ask for a female nurse. Call me sexist, but that's just with my anxiety, what I'm feeling for this season that I need, and that's okay. There's no shame in that. So wanted to remind you all, it's okay to have boundaries, even though it's hard. All right, I'll see you guys soon.